welcome to our channel. I'm Aria. I'm Ava.
And I'm Anya.
Welcome to Astrogazers.
Today, we'll dive straight into talking about our next steps in launching our weather balloon. First up, we'll take a look into the method.
I believe I can
Your method depends on your aims. Therefore, we were sure that our launch would be possible when we spent time on researching different experiments that we could potentially conduct. There are many excellent websites for the
Bruh. Hello!
This is boring. All you've got to do is find your aims, do some research, and look at some different websites. It's that easy. Done! As a group, we decided to test the effects of high altitude and the conditions built with it on various different materials such as string, copper coils, and elastic bands. We conducted tests on these materials before sending them up, and we will tell you all about these experiments in later episodes. You can go now.
A realistic and detailed timeline is essential for your mission.
Aria, that's not a timeline, that's a meter stick.
Oh yeah. You have to know how long you want to spend on a mission as a whole, so you know how to plan your time and structure the different stages so you can succeed in your mission in the best possible way. There are different sections in planning the launch of a weather balloon. There's purchasing of equipment, and then assembling the payload, practicing launching, and the launch itself.
Launch 58.
Not quite. Ow! I think I've broken my arm. And finally, the retrieval of the payload. Although it may not seem like it at first, planning is actually one of the most important stages, so make sure not to overlook it.
Firstly, you need to know when and where to launch your balloon, and this depends on lots of different variables like open space limitations, proximity to ocean, and even just how tall trees are.
Launching a weather balloon is beyond doubt a very large task, and therefore a lot of equipment is required. We've already discussed what our aims were: to take footage from the stratosphere and to test the effects of altitude on our materials during the flight. So, we bought an 8-man camera to record our footage and a data logger to record the different conditions throughout the flight.
But these components can change depending on what your aims are. However, no matter what you want to achieve, a GPS tracker will be required. Otherwise, you won't be able to track your payload or know when it lands. We recommend 2 GPS trackers in order to increase the chance of a successful retrieval, and Bluetooth tracker is useful too. It allows you to activate a ringing noise to exactly pinpoint its location once you are in the general vicinity of your payload.
You will definitely need a durable but lightweight box, also made from polystyrene, as well as a string to connect the payload to the balloon, a parachute to ensure that the payload lands safely, and of course, the balloon itself. Well, I think that was kind of self-explanatory. It's actually a little more complicated than it might seem at first. Let me expand. There are various different sizes of balloons which have to go to different heights. There are a wide range of possible options, so you will have to research to find which size and material is best for you and your mission.
For example, having too big of a balloon with limited amount of helium will mean your balloon will struggle to rise. Or if you have too thin of a balloon material, it poses the risk that your balloon might get punctured and deflate.
We used an 800 balloon, which means that it can hold 800 grams and fly to around 30,000 meters. Attaching everything together, we used fabric tape, toothpicks, screwdrivers, scissors, and a craft knife. We also stuck our logos, QR codes, and contact cards on the outside for anyone who may find it. This is the pyramid of Astrogazers. Make sure you see it, okay? Your QR code should provide anyone who may come across your payload with various contact details, like email addresses, telephone numbers, as well as your website, if you have one.
It is also very important to use paper instead of card to reduce the overall weight. Although this may seem small, in the wise words of Mrs. Carterton, every gram matters and every centimetre counts.
That's it for today. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. Thank you and come back next time.